Hey everyone, happy Monday. Joe here at Sports Grid, and it's time for a Pocket with Joe. Let me just do one thing. My camera is all slanted there. That is better. We've got a 6-game slate today, lots of games to go over. We're going to go over these really quick. I'm on Game Time Decisions. I want to remind you guys at 6:20 Eastern today, so make sure you join me over there with Kevin Walsh, 6:25 about. We will be there. Let's go over everything on the hockey slate today. Seeing your messages pop up. Good to see you guys here. The first game we're going to talk about is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, these teams did just meet on Saturday, and we did see the Philadelphia Flyers get the win in a shootout. Now, that was a 4-3 win for them. Let's look at current lines on this one, and all odds are coming over from FanDuel. Current lines right now, -118 for the Penguins to get that sudden revenge, -102 for the Flyers, in total 6.5. Now, this 6.5 is juiced to that over at -115, and it says a lot about what they're thinking here with Carter Hart. Carter Hart hasn't looked as solid as I would like to see him compared to how he was. He's got a 2.68 goals against average, a 0.909 a save percentage, and Novakovic coming out here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's got 2.27 and a 0.937 a save percentage. I do think the Penguins can get the sudden revenge in this one. Yes, they did lose the last matchup on Saturday, but this team has actually been pretty solid on the road. 6 of their last 11 wins have come on the road this season, in their last 11 this season. So I do think this is a nice place to back the Penguins here in this one for that sudden revenge. Now, Cam Atkinson here for the Flyers. I do like his ability to get those shots on goal. We know the Flyers are really limiting their opponent's ability to get those shots. So if you're looking at any player props for Sidney Crosby here, look at that anytime goal. But when you're looking at the Flyers, the Penguins do allow their goaltenders to get those shots on them. So Cam Atkinson here for the Flyers over 2.5 shots. It's juiced at -125. But I do like it. Matt is going with the Flyers here. You know, we're taking the Montreal Canadiens with Sam Montembeault in goal after signing that deal. So we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. We will get there. And the picks coming out at, that's 3:30 my time, 5:30 Eastern. It's just the time we've always done the show. So sorry, Nicholas, that you're frustrated that the picks are not coming out earlier in the day. I understand why you're staying away from this game, Thomas. This does look like a solid game that if you want to stay away from one on the slate tonight, this might be it. It all depends on how Carter Hart comes out. This Pittsburgh Penguins team has been having their struggles as of late. We look at this team, though, they're averaging that 3.13 goals per game. So I do have the confidence averaging 33.5 shots on goal as well. Might be a good one to look at Carter Hart's ability for his save shots on goal. But that being said, his defense really does stand in front of him a lot. So it should be a really interesting matchup here. It depends on the money line, Sidney Crosby for that anytime goal for me. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We got the Dallas Stars taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Another revenge game in the making, but can the Tampa Bay Lightning get revenge on the Dallas Stars? Now, these teams just played on Saturday. Dallas, a whopping 8-1 for the Lightning. Andre Vasilevsky coming out back after his surgery, just not looking like himself. But we expect that, and we looked at the start of the season, and goaltenders take a while to get into the game. So in this one here, can the Lightning get sudden revenge? I don't know if they can because their defense isn't really stepping up. Vasilevsky isn't looking like himself, and the Dallas Stars won that game at home, putting up 3 goals in the first period. The Lightning did get 1 goal, but this is a team that's so phenomenally strong on the road right now. If they were at home, I might look at the Lightning here for that little bit of revenge angle, but I can't look at them here, the Lightning at home against a Dallas Stars team that's sitting 8-1-1-1 on the road this season. I do think they have the ability to get another win. Now, looking at current odds on this one, -115 for the Dallas Stars, -104 for the Tampa Bay Lightning, total 6.5. Now, that is actually juiced to the under at -118. I can't go under in this game just because I don't trust the Lightning defensively and I don't trust Vasilevsky right now in goal. So this would be an over bet for me at minus 104. I do think what we saw in the last game with 4 goals in the first period could be replicated in this one. I like the over 1.5 in the first period. I could see the angle where Toronto comes out and scores a quick one on Jake Ottinger in this game. So the Lightning in the first period for that hot revenge goal coming in at minus 108. But that being said, I need them to basically get 2 goals in that first period for my both teams to score or my over 1.5 kind of bets to hit. I do think the over 1.5 is the stronger way to go because I could see both of these teams scoring a goal. So over 1.5 first period. I lean towards the Lightning being able to get a goal in the first period, but don't love that bet because I do think both teams could score. But I do think it's Tampa on the money line for me and the over 6.5. The Lightning just allowing too many goals. Okay, let's move on to the next game here. We have the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Now, Carolina coming in as the favorite on the road, minus 146. The Winnipeg Jets at plus 122. Total 6.5. 6.5 juice to that under at minus 128 to the under, you guys. Plus 104 to the over in this matchup. Looking at this one here, we do have Brossoit in goal for the Winnipeg Jets. I can't trust a backup goalie here versus Carolina. You look at the Carolina Hurricanes, this team is so strong offensively. Their power play is clicking at 22.2% on the season. They're averaging that 3.48 goals per game and 34.2 shots on goal. If it was Connor Hellebuck in that, I really do think this could be a conversation where Winnipeg might be able to keep it tight, but without Connor Hellebuck, with Brossoit here, I just can't trust the Winnipeg Jets in this one. I think this is a game where you look at the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, current odds right now, minus 146 for the Canes. So you're laying so much juice with them. Not sure if I love this in regulation, just not finding the value I'm getting with them in regulation either. I would look at this game under that total. Now, the juice on the under, we are getting minus 128 on the under, and it makes so much sense. I'd probably look at Winnipeg's team total to that under as well. I think they're going to have a really low scoring one. Now, Ronta is confirmed in net for the Carolina Hurricanes, but you look at the Canes, their ability to give their goaltender that support first overall in the league, limiting opponents to 24.7 shots on goal per game. I expect that complete lockdown, especially with Ronta, not Vanacek, in net in this one. So give me the under 6.5. Give me the Winnipeg Jets team total. And let me just pull up the Winnipeg Jets team total. The juice on that under 2.5, because that is what the number is at. The under 2.5, we're getting at plus 116. I can see 2 goals out of the Winnipeg Jets. I just cannot see that third one coming in. And that's why I'm so concerned, though, on the full game total under the 6.5, because I do think that is a strong way to go. But I also look at the Canes here, their ability to score on Brossoit. We know that that is a dangerous situation against this Canes team. So best bet would be the Jets team total under that 2.5 at plus 116. And then also looking at the money line here for the Carolina Hurricanes. It's the only way I could go. Sorry, you guys. I'm getting messages come up on my phone. Totally distracting. Hope Ronta stands on his head. I do think Ronta can stand on his head. Vasilevsky over 2.5 goals allowed. Yeah, I do think Andre Vasilevsky definitely allows over 2.5 goals for the Tampa Bay Lightning today. He's struggling right now, you guys. And until Vasilevsky gets back on track, you just can't bet him. Okay. The Seattle Seahawks and the Seattle Seahawks. I did it again, you guys. I did it last show as well. The Seattle Kraken taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Whoever said go Habs? Let's go Habs in this one. Sam Montembeault has signed that deal. Now, I know this team is dealing with so many injuries. And I do expect actually Seattle, the Kraken, to get up first in this game. Montreal keeps doing this. They keep going down in games, being able to come back. Now, they have lost their last 2, that last one to the Red Wings in OT. But you guys, they were down, 2-3 goals before they made that comeback and pushed that one to overtime. It was a 5-4 win. This team never gives up, and they have the heart of lions. So I love what we're seeing out of them. I do think they have the ability in this one to pull off the home upset. Now, the home upset for the Montreal Canadiens, we're losing value on it. It's now at plus 130. Total 6.5 at minus 130 to the under, plus 106 to the over. I tell you, this has 4-3 written all over it again in this matchup. Minus 156 if you like the Kraken. I just can't get there with the Kraken at minus 156. They've lost their last 4 games. They got shut out by the Sens on Saturday. I can't back this team. This is their 4th game on the road as well. They are back home to face the Devils on Thursday. So I think they go 0-4 on this road trip, go back home, face the Devils, and we might see a little bit of a spark out of them. But like I said, Montreal starts slow. I do think we could see that quick goal out of the Seattle Kraken. We know they can do that. That puck line in the first period for the Seattle Kraken, laying that half a goal is definitely a way to look. My favorite bet of this game is to look at Sam Montembeault here to come out and just put on an absolute show. 27.5 save shots on goal for him at minus 110 right now over on FanDuel. You look at the Seattle Kraken averaging 30.4 shots on goal per game, and the Montreal Canadiens allowing their goaltenders to be peppered, allowing 33.9 shots on goal. So Sam Montembeault, big night. Could he get the shutout? Okay, if you believe he can get the shutout, then scrap that first period puck line for the Seattle Kraken. This is the opportunity, and you look at these storylines for these goaltenders. I tell you, off having a baby is absolutely huge. We actually saw that in basketball. Luka the other night got what? A triple-double after his wife girlfriend had the baby. So it happens across the board. Storylines and reasons why. Not Sam Montembeault having the baby, but Sam Montembeault signing that contract. So his number 27.5. Oh, the juice is minus 122 to the over. I'm just looking at him. They're not giving me odds for the shutout. So keep your eye on the lookout for the shutout. You guys know I love a good shutout prop as well. Okay, we're going to move on to the next game here. We have the Washington Capitals taking on the Arizona Coyotes. And I tell you, we're going to bet on some home teams tonight, the Arizona Coyotes being one of them. They're rolling in at minus 130. When was the last time you saw the Coyotes at minus 130, you guys? Plus 108 for the Washington Capitals, low total of 5.5. Now, Connor Ingram is confirmed for the Coyotes here, 2.4 goals against average and a .925 save percentage. And the Washington Capitals, Darcy Kemper is confirmed. He's got a 3.04 and a .894. Now, he's looking for a bounce back off that last game. They lost that last game to Vegas 4-1. I don't know if this team can take the Arizona Coyotes with how hot they are rolling at home. They've won their last 4 games at home, and I do think they get another win. I just don't love the juice. I do think this is an opportunity for us to go big. Can we go big on the Arizona Coyotes? You guys, I want to go big on the Arizona Coyotes and get value. You guys know I'm all about value in my bets. Plus 1.5 at minus 1.5 at plus 190. It's just weird when you say a puck line for the Arizona Coyotes and it's not plus, right? So minus 1.5 on the puck line, plus 190 for the Coyotes at home in Mullet Arena. I'm biting. You guys, I do think this is a team that can get this win at home. The best bet is, of course, taking them on the money line at minus 130. But I tell you, their power play's connecting at 25.6%. The power play for the Washington Capitals, 8.3. We got the younger team that's playing so hot right now at home. They got the 4-1 win over the St. Louis Blues, which was absolutely phenomenal. They had the Flyers at home Thursday before hitting the road for the Bruins on Saturday. So they've got a hard schedule ahead of them, but I do think they can get this win here. And I do think Washington, I don't know. This is their last game on the road of a 4-game road trip. They're sitting 2-1 on this road trip. They'd be happy to split it. Now, you can look at shots on goal in this one, and I don't hate the shots on goal for Ovechkin here. His shots on goal, 4+ shots on goal at minus 120. Anytime goal for Ovechkin coming in at minus 120. You guys know I don't like to lay that much juice on a goal scorer. I do like, if you look at Arizona here, Clayton Keller, 3+ shots on goal. He's coming in at minus 125. Anytime goal plus 165 for Clayton Keller. So much value. And Logan Cooley, you guys know I love Logan Cooley and what we're seeing out of him. Plus 320 for the anytime goal tonight. So Kemper's being get hit. So I like it in this one. Sam Montague for the shutout tonight at plus 1400. I love where you're going with that, Matt. I do think it's worth a couple dollars on that. But that being said, I put a couple dollars on CJ Young. No, Bryce Young. Why did I start putting those names together? Bryce Young yesterday in the Panthers. Bryce Young for the touchdown and the Panthers to get the win. We know how terrible that went, but at least they kept it close and covered that spread yesterday. But yeah, Sam Montague over on his save shots on goal absolutely is the way we're going. And Christopher, we are going to take the Coyotes here at Mullet Arena. It's just a solid place to take them. It's going to be a brutal game versus the Bruins. So, man, that one's coming up on Saturday for the Coyotes. Okay, last game on the slate, and then you guys have to join me over on Game Time Decisions at 6:25 Eastern, talking everything tonight in Monday football. I have really solid bets that I'm absolutely loving out there. Prop bets that you want to extend up and get extreme value. You guys know I love going those alt lines. Last game on the board, we have the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. Now the Blues coming in off that loss to the Coyotes at plus 164. The Vegas Golden Knights at minus 200, starting to get their groove back. Total 6.5, juice to that under at minus 128 to the under. Plus 104 if you think this is going to be a high-scoring battle. If I did think this was going to be a high-scoring battle, it would be because I would think Vegas would get the majority of those goals. I don't have the faith in the St. Louis Blues here. Now, the St. Louis Blues are starting Binghamton. He's got a 2.98 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. Thompson is confirmed here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, Thompson's numbers are elite, 2.36 and a .918 save percentage. I do think this one screams the ability for Vegas to have another solid game. Now, they've won the last two games. They got the win over the Capitals 4-1 and over the Vancouver Canucks on the road 4-1. So anytime, should we look here at that trend to continue for the 4-1 exact score? I don't know. This is quite possible in this game. Not sure if I'll get there with my money, but because I do think the Blues are going to struggle to score in this game, especially because you look at the defense. You look at the defense of Vegas here. They've got the fifth best kill in the league at 86.5%. They're limiting opponents to 29.5%. And the St. Louis Blues struggle to score at the best of time. Their power play is basically non-existent, 31st overall in the league at 10%. They're only averaging 2.91 goals per game. They couldn't get any more than one goal on the Arizona Coyotes. And yes, I talked about the Coyotes rolling hot, but this is the Vegas Golden Knights who won the Stanley Cup last year. And while they've had their struggles in the last couple of weeks, they are getting back in the win column, winning their last two. I think this is one where you fade the St. Louis Blues team total instead of looking at this full game total. Give me the St. Louis Blues team total under 2.5. I think that is the best way to go. Vegas's ability to limit the opponent's goals on 5-on-5 is elite. So they have to just stay out of the box, and they will stay out of the box in this one. They're at home. So where I'm going to go with this one, I do think the Blues team total under 2.5, that's coming in at minus 105. Vegas on the puck line in the first period, minus a half a goal, plus 136. Vegas on the puck line for the full game at minus 1.5 at plus 122. Now, the safest bet, if you want the safest bet of the day, I do think Vegas to score the first goal in the first period. That's coming in at plus 100. And then the Blues team total under 2.5. But you guys, that is all 6 games on the board. Christopher going with the Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line as well. How can we not? It's the Vegas Golden Knights versus the St. Louis Blues. I don't even give them a chance. And there's no real big look ahead situation. We're not catching Vegas in a bad scheduling spot. I do think this is a nice one for them to have a big day. But you guys, that is everything. We will be back here tomorrow again at 5:30 Eastern here on Puckett with Joe of Sports Grid TV. So make sure you join me 5:30 Eastern tomorrow. As for tonight, head on over to Sports Grid if you're looking where to watch it, www.sportsgrid.com/watch, and you can find out where to check out the show. Game Time Decisions I am on tonight. And also if you go over and download the Sports Grid app, you can find all of your favorite hosts over there, picks, props, predictions, latest news, and you can see my bets for Monday Night Football in a nice, quick little short as well. So check out the app. I will put the link below. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Let's make some frickin' money on the ice. Enjoy Monday Night Football. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.